You know what, Chandler? Calvin used to make me feel like I was drowning in the best way possible. With you, I feel like I'm floating in a kiddie pool, safe, shallow and boring as hell. I keep wondering if this is really what love is supposed to feel like, or if I'm just settling because you're convenient. Maybe Calvin is better for me. There it was. She just called our 3-year relationship boring, called me convenient, and said her ex was better for hair in a restaurant. I sat there for probably 30 seconds just staring at her. She looked nervous now, like she was starting to realize what she had just said, but she didn't take it back. Alright, I said finally. Well, now nothing's stopping you. Her face went white. I told her she had just said her ex was better for her, so she should go be with him, but not while living in my house. She tried to backtrack, but I was done. I dropped $40 on the table and told her I was going home and expected her to be packing when I got there. The drive home was surreal. 3 years together, engaged for 6 months, and she basically just told me I was her consolation prize. Some jackass who dumped her in college was a better option than the guy who bought her a house to live in and was about to marry her. I kept replaying what she said, drowning in the best way possible versus floating in a kiddie pool. Safe, shallow, and boring. Convenient. Those words were going to be stuck in my head for a long time. When I got home, she was on the couch crying, but I was done with her tears. I told her to start packing her stuff. She tried to argue, but I went to the kitchen and canceled our joint checking account on my phone while she was talking. I called my bank too, to make sure she couldn't access anything else. It took her about 2 hours to pack. I didn't help, just sat at the kitchen table and let her figure it out. When she was done, she stood by the door with her suitcases, looking at me like she expected me to change my mind. She asked if I wanted the engagement ring back and set it on the coffee table when I said yes. Before leaving, she said, "It's crazy to throw away 3 years over one conversation." "You're the one who threw it away," I told her. "I'm just cleaning up the mess." And that was it. She left, and I was suddenly single again after 3 years sitting in my house that was way too quiet, looking at an engagement ring on my coffee table, wondering what just happened. The next morning, the phone calls started. First was my mom, then my sister Sasha, then my dad. Word travels fast when you're supposed to get married in 2 months and suddenly your fiancé moves out. I kept it simple with all of them. I told them Erica decided she wanted to be with someone else and I wasn't going to compete for my own fiancé. My parents were pissed on my behalf. My mom wanted to know if there was another man involved, and when I told her about Calvin, she went off about how Erica was throwing away a good thing for a fantasy. My dad was more practical, asking if I needed help with any of the wedding vendors or canceling stuff. Sasha just called Erica an idiot, which honestly made me feel better. The hardest call was from Erica's parents. Her mom called me crying, begging me to work things out with her daughter. She kept saying that Erica was just confused and scared about getting married, that it was normal to have doubts. I tried to explain that this wasn't about wedding jitters, but she wouldn't listen. Her dad left me a voicemail saying I was giving up too easily and that relationships take work. I didn't call either of them back. What was I supposed to say? That their daughter told me I was boring and convenient compared to her ex, that she had been emotionally cheating for weeks. They wouldn't want to hear that anyway. Our mutual friends were the tricky part. Within a few days, people started reaching out asking what happened. I made a decision early on that I wasn't going to trash talk Erica, but I also wasn't going to lie to protect her feelings. When people asked, I just said, "Ask Erica."